Hello, little dreamers, and welcome to our cozy story corner. Are you all snuggled up and ready for a magical adventure? Tonight, we're going to a special place called the Whispering Woods, where we'll meet two very good friends named Lily and Oliver, and someone truly enchanting. So, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the story begin. Once upon a time, nestled in a valley filled with sparkling streams and flowers that glowed softly in the moonlight, lived a curious girl named Lily and her adventurous friend, Oliver. Lily had hair the color of honey and eyes as bright as summer stars. Oliver had a mop of curly brown hair and a heart full of courage. They were the best of friends and loved exploring the whispering woods that bordered their little cottage. One sunny afternoon, while chasing a butterfly with wings like stained glass, Lily and Oliver ventured deeper into the woods than ever before. The trees here were ancient and tall, their leaves whispering secrets to the wind. Sunlight dappled the mossy ground, creating dancing patterns of light and shadow. It felt like stepping into a fairy tale. As they wandered, they heard a tiny tinkling sound, like a very small bell. "Did you hear that, Oliver?" whispered Lily, her eyes wide with wonder. Oliver nodded, his ears perked up. "It sounds like ... magic," he whispered back. They tiptoed towards the sound, parting a curtain of hanging ferns. And there, sitting on a toadstool no bigger than a teacup, was the most wonderful creature they had ever seen. He was small and blue, with a little white hat perched on his head and wearing tiny white trousers. He had a kind smile and big, gentle eyes. It was a Smurf, but not just any Smurf. He had an aura of pure sweetness about him. He was the Lovely Smurf. The Lovely Smurf was trying to reach a bright red berry hanging just out of his grasp on a high branch. He'd hop and he'd jump, but the berry remained just a little too high. Lily and Oliver looked at each other and smiled. They knew they had to help their new friend. "Excuse me?" Lily said softly, not wanting to startle him. The Lovely Smurf turned, his eyes widening in surprise. He had never seen children so close before. "Hello," he chirped in a voice that sounded like tiny wind chimes. "Smurftastic to meet you." Oliver, being tall for his age, gently reached up and plucked the juicy red berry from the branch. He carefully handed it to the Lovely Smurf. The Smurf's face lit up with a grateful smile. "Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's Smurfactly what I needed for my Smurfberry pie," he exclaimed, doing a little happy dance on his toadstool. "You're making a pie?" asked Lily, intrigued. "Yes, a very special one," said the Lovely Smurf. "It's for the annual Forest Friends Feast tonight. Everyone brings their favorite dish to share under the great oak tree. Would you like to come?" Lily and Oliver's faces lit up. A feast with forest animals and a Smurf. It sounded like the best adventure ever. "We'd love to." They cheered in unison. "Wonderful," said the Lovely Smurf. "But first, I need a few more ingredients. Could you Smurf-assist me?" Of course, they agreed. Their first task was to gather moon petal dewdrops. The Lovely Smurf explained that these only appeared on the petals of the moon petal flowers when a sunbeam hit them just right. Following his directions, they found a clearing filled with silvery white flowers. They carefully collected the sparkling dewdrops in a couple of large, clean leaves, watching as each drop shimmered like a tiny rainbow. Next, they needed whispering reeds. These reeds grew by the babbling brook and hummed a gentle tune when the wind blew through them. Oliver found the perfect patch, and as he gathered them, the reeds sang a soft, sleepy lullaby that made Lilly feel all warm and peaceful inside. The lovely Smurf explained that the sound of the reeds would make his pie taste like a happy song. Their final ingredient was the trickiest: a single ray of captured sunlight. How do we catch sunlight? Oliver wondered aloud. The lovely Smurf giggled. With a crystal prism, of course. He pulled a tiny, sparkling crystal from his pouch. He told them to hold it up near a waterfall. They found a beautiful waterfall cascading into a crystal-clear pool. As Lilly held the prism in the fine mist, a sunbeam shone through it, casting a brilliant rainbow onto a smooth, gray stone. The lovely Smurf quickly scooped the spot of concentrated light into a small, glowing jar. Perfect, he declared. Now we have everything. They returned to the lovely Smurf's mushroom house, a charming little home with a round door and a chimney puffing out sweet-smelling smoke. Inside, it was cozy and warm. The lovely Smurf, with surprising speed, mixed the berries, dewdrops, and crushed reeds into a bowl. He then uncorked the jar of sunlight, and a warm, golden glow poured into the mixture, making it sparkle. He poured the filling into a tiny crust and popped it into his little oven. In no time, the most delicious, Smurftastic aroma filled the air. It smelled of berries, sunshine, and pure happiness. While the pie cooled, the lovely Smurf showed them his collection of colorful stones and told them stories about Papa Smurf, Smurfette, and all his friends in Smurf Village. As twilight began to fall, casting long shadows through the woods, the lovely Smurf carefully packed his pie. They all set off for the great oak tree. As they got closer, they could see twinkling lights strung between the branches and hear the happy chatter of many creatures. The sight that greeted them was truly magical. Rabbits, squirrels, badgers, and owls were all gathered around a long table laden with delicious treats. There were acorn muffins, dandelion salads, and nut brittles. At the head of the table sat a wise old owl wearing spectacles. "Lovely Smurf, so glad you could make it," hooted the owl, "and you've brought new friends." Lilly and Oliver shyly said hello. All the animals greeted them warmly, making space for them at the table. The lovely Smurf placed his shimmering pie in the center, and everyone gasped at how beautiful it was. They feasted and laughed, sharing stories and songs. Lilly and Oliver had never tasted anything as good as the food at the Forest Friends feast. The lovely Smurf's pie was the star of the show. Each bite tasted of sunshine, berries, and happy melodies. As the moon climbed high in the sky, the wise old owl tapped his glass. "It's time for the evening's final treat," he announced. A bedtime story. Everyone grew quiet as the owl began to tell a tale of the stars and the moon and how they danced across the night sky. His voice was deep and soothing, and soon Lilly and Oliver began to feel very sleepy. The lovely Smurf noticed their drooping eyelids. "It's time I smurfed you both home," he whispered kindly. They said their goodbyes to all their new forest friends, promising to visit again soon. The lovely Smurf led them back through the moonlit woods. The journey was quiet and peaceful, with only the gentle hoot of an owl and the soft rustling of leaves accompanying their footsteps. When they reached the edge of the woods, they could see the warm lights of their cottage. "Thank you for the most magical day," Lilly said, giving the lovely Smurf a gentle hug. "It was the best adventure ever," added Oliver. The lovely Smurf smiled his sweet, kind smile. "The magic was in your kindness," he said. "Never forget to be kind, and you will find magic everywhere." He waved a final goodbye and disappeared back into the shadows of the whispering woods, leaving behind the faint, sweet scent of Smurf berries and happiness. Lilly and Oliver tiptoed back into their cottage and climbed into their beds. They were tired, but their hearts were full. As they drifted off to sleep, they dreamt of blue friends, sparkling pies, and feasts under the great oak tree. They knew they would never forget their adventure with the lovely Smurf. And somewhere deep in the whispering woods, the lovely Smurf was probably dreaming of his kind new friends too. And now, my little dreamers, it's time for you to drift off to sleep as well. May your dreams be as sweet and magical as a slice of Smurf berry pie. Good night, sleep tight, and have the most wonderful dreams. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us again for another story. Sweet dreams.